cases are there. When there are others where you have individuals who are more neutral, really don't have anything to do with the party that they could have started with, and then demonstrated that there was good reason why we are targeting 60 and what have you. And yes, the other question you raise about does it mean you drop charges? Is one that is also outstanding because in his own narration, he talks about the 2.1 that appears to have been cooked, the books appear to have been cooked. Now, if you're aware about that, do you then proceed to drop charges? Doesn't that raise a red flag? So more questions have been raised in respect or in response to this presentation he did today. And so the accountability bit and whether these actions are not setting precedents that would, reverse the progress that has been made so far and open us up to other persons and groups negotiating 60 out of 100, and that may not augur well for retrieving assets and resources for the states.
I see. The commendation that you give for that act of transparency, very much people, and I'm sure you were watching, they also made that similar point. But I just want us to recall what the minority said at the press conference after the address by the Attorney General earlier today. They made a few demands. This is the minority earlier today. Take a look.
Ghanaians, including us, the minority in Parliament, have since been wondering the legal basis for the entry of a nulli prosequi in the suit under reference by the learned Attorney General. Has Dr. Dominic Akuritenga Aine in the past acted for Dr. Kwabena Dufo and Unibank? In the case of the Republic versus Kwabena Dufo and 7 others, is Dr. Aine now the Attorney General of the Republic of Ghana? The deputy referred to him as the Attorney General, and today he has granted a press conference acknowledging that he gave out the press release and he tries to justify why he entered the nulli prosequi. Ghanaians would want the Attorney General to explain to us in full the extent of conflict of interest using Dominic Aine as defense counsel and Dominic Aine as the Attorney General. Does the Attorney General have the right, in law they say so motu, to free offenders at his own decision? The learned Attorney General has obviously forgotten the theories of prosecution and punishment. We therefore call upon the Legal Counsel and Bar Association to investigate potential breaches of legal ethics and professional conduct.
As a minority in Parliament earlier today addressing the press, just minutes after the Attorney General gave that detail, and Ms. Anu, quickly before I let you go, on that bit of the conflict of interest that they raised, Lamati Pebo earlier made the point that yes, it is inconsequential to the current state of affairs because that happened and this is public record that he did serve as lawyer to Unibank in this particular case previously, but then he is Attorney General now. I want to find out your thoughts about whether or not this path of possible conflict of interest has any merit in there.
Well, yes. I mean, the constitutional position is that public officers should not put themselves in a position of potential conflict of interest. So when it even appears there's an apparent likelihood of. In this instance, yes, he is not dealing with him as a client, but wasn't it possible for him to have recused himself in this particular instance and some other, senior hire, maybe the deputy AG, be the one leading it because of the historical records? These are things we just have to be mindful about. For the optics and for the ethical reasons. So yeah, there's somebody who need to go to it and say, well, there was not even the potential of conflict of interest. But once he had been a client, there's every reason why somebody can logically say, listen, even if you handle different cases and you are neutral objective, shouldn't you just get somebody else who doesn't have any form of relationship, past or present, with the individual to be the figurehead in this particular instance? Doesn't take away the responsibilities for other cases. So I would not begrudge the minority for saying that there is that potential, because in reality, yes, relationships are relationships. Even though from a professional perspective, it doesn't suggest that by all means Mr. Ine would, not act professional. I think that he's a professional himself, but he probably would have served the public good if he was not the most senior person involved in this particular case.
Mr. I appreciate your time on this. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm the co-chair of the Citizens Movement Against Corruption. But beyond this Uniband case, there are updates on other cases that the state is pursuing.
Into oral and all that. Yes, so in the matter of the Republic versus Kobna Dubois, the former National Signals Bureau boss, trial is ongoing. The first prosecution witness is done with testimony. Second is expected to do so before the beginning of the legal vacation, which begins on after July 31. Also in the matter of Solomon Asamoah and Professor Meakunfi, this has to do with the Sky Train. Case management is done. That they would have been in trial, but for delays due to medical excuses, lawyer changes, and also trial is expected to start before legal vacation starts. We are going on vacation on Friday, so Thursday will be the last day. So what it means is that all trials, if not for vacation courts, will have to be on hold until the term resumes in October. We also have the matter of the National Service Authority. Mind you, the Attorney General had said that he was going to file charges in July.
Right.
Now that he's running out of July, he's indicated why that has to be the case, because there's been some discovery of new evidence. He also mentioned that 8 suspects, including 3 former staff of the National Service, are seeking plea deals to testify in the matter. There's also the cases around oral, which include the mathematical set, All African Games, and GRIP, that they are waiting NIB investigative reports in coming weeks. There's also the matter of Wontumi, the one that is before Iyoko. That Iyoko investigation is completed. Results will be announced soon on the way forward. Also, in the matter of Abdul Wahab Hanan, who is the former CEO of the Buffer Stock Company, Iyoko investigations complete, awaiting announcements, and that's of Wontumi again. Wontumi has 2 cases, one before the CID and the other one before Iyoko. In respect of the one before the CID, that the CID investigation is completed, charges prepared, and sent back for suspects to be arraigned soon. So in the coming days, these are matters that Attorney General will have to be dealing with. So this was just by way of update from the Attorney General.
That's some good stuff, Dennis. I appreciate you, as always. Now, this is Ghana Tonight. We're back shortly after this quick break. We head straight to Boko, and we'll hear the thoughts of a security analyst on going forward. Stay with us.
Why are more and more professionals choosing Flamingo paint?
As an interior decorator, I aim for that beautiful, elegant look. Flamingo paint has great hiding ability to cover and transform old doors easily with just one coat.
Impressive. For me, as a professional painter, I love Flamingo paint because it is small paint at a huge area, meaning more profit for me, great value for money. As an architect, Flamingo paint with its well researched and solid guarantees durability for all my buildings. Flamingo paint, superior height, superior coverage, superior durability. Flamingo paint, simply superior.
My line of work, the confident smile is everything. Kel Chaco toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kel Chaco toothpaste. Kel Chaco toothpaste. You're the Kessie and then the kid one.
Somebody can be me. A woman here, some just a papa to a mamma. Girl
natural ingredients. And a bomb is simple by a man's ring in a sasso mama with a big you.
Kale Charcoal Toothpaste. Choose Kale Charcoal Toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kale, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Cadbury Hot Chocolate. Crafted from cocoa, milk, and sugar. Creamy, chocolatey, frothy goodness, rich taste, so satisfying.
Cadbury goodness, the treats you deserve every day.
Yes, next. Hey, and you mentioned
Does your friend cat can look at this called cockroach?
This your friendly once in a
Hey, that's a you. Broker. Yeah. Captain was killed to double the accent. Maybe it's Sasso spray. But your friend is Sasso well. Yeah,
Come on, Tom Preco.
hi. The home of quality and affordable electrical appliances. Franco has in stock mobile phones, laptops, washing machines, television sets ranging from 32 to 200 inches. Yes, as big as 100 inches. They are very affordable and energy efficient. Yes, so rush to any Franco shop and go for yourself any of the electrical appliances. Franco, still phone papa, if you.
Welcome back. This is Ghana Tonight. We're live on 3FM 92.7, also on TV3 Ghana on Facebook. Coming up next, tensions flare once again in connection with the protracted Boko conflict. Now, that's coming up next. We'll bring you the latest and also the perspective of a security analyst on what has to be done going forward to restore lasting peace and calm in the Boko enclave. Though that's the focus tonight on what is happening in the Boko area here on Ghana Tonight. Remember, we're live as well on 3FM 92.7, also on TV3 Ghana on Facebook. Now, what we're learning right now is the reaction of the paramountcy to the government's statement yesterday. They're not too happy about it, and Professor Sabwaji, retired, who has been following this case quite closely over the period, has also joined us on Zoom right now. Keno, good evening. Thank you for joining us here on Ghana Tonight. First of all, I want to find out your thoughts on the latest development with the killing of these two students, and then also the closure of schools in the area, and this latest attacks and the violence in the Boko area, taking into consideration the ongoing mediation talks led by Otumfuose to the second. What should be the most potent response to this latest development?
Well, it's a very tricky question. First of all, let's start from where we are. We are at a point where in late 2023, the state was oblivious and allowed the installation of a rival Boko chief, which led to the escalation that we saw in early 2024, which then prompted the previous administration to deploy a task force of 400. Sorry, excuse me, 500